Hey everyone, Minibrick here, and like most of you guys, I've been pretty hooked on playing Among Us these last few weeks. For those of you who don't know, Among Us is a murder mystery game where players work to complete tasks while trying to figure out which player is a murderer. And despite coming out in 2018, this game is making a huge comeback thanks to everyone memeing the heck out of it. If you haven't played it yet, it's free on mobile and only $5 on Steam, which is a pretty good deal if you ask me, and it's also super addicting. Either way, the series comes with 12 different characters, one for each color, and without further ado, let's get right into it. The first character in this series is a red imposter, and I built these player figures, including red, using the new Mario feet pieces and bricks because I kind of wanted to give it more of a Lego feel, kind of like the Mario figures are more brick built than rounder. So instead of looking like the Minions, which I also was thinking of using those pieces, I made it specifically with square bricks. For the accessory, red comes with a Teal Crewmate's dead body, which is pretty gruesome, and I built it using a Technic pin attached to a claw and bone pieces. Yeah, I don't know if Lego, if they ever did an Among Us set or series, I don't think they'd ever put like a dead body because it's pretty gruesome, but this is a CMF draft, so everything works in this video. At number 2, we have a blue crewmate, and in order to differentiate these players, especially since their builds are basically, the same thing, they're super repetitive, I decided that I would differentiate them by giving them unique accessories and hats. So for blue, I went with a party hat, and the accessory is a 2x2 tile that has printing to represent the divert power task that you can find in electrical. So yeah, it's super useful if you want to build a mock. And you'll see more of these pieces later on in this series, different pieces that show different tasks for the Skeld specifically. Next is a black imposter, and for this figure I decided to give him a Glock similar to the one used in the heavily memed killing animation. And since players have floating hands that aren't really attached to the body, it was kind of tricky to decide how to connect the Glock to the figure, since I didn't want it just floating in midair with a random hand clip to it. So I decided to just rather clip it using a claw piece that is attached to a pin inserted into a 1x1 Technic brick. So you can kind of notice how there's a little gap where the 2x2 brick would normally be right under the face of the player. Instead, there is a 2x2 brick that is a L-shaped, so only 3 studs, and then that one Technic brick. And so for the hat, I also went with a sand blue baseball cap, since it's one of the best hats in my opinion, and it connects easily to the top of the figure's head. After the black imposter is the teal crewmate, and this crewmate comes with a top hat piece from the game, and its accessory is a 1x1 tile printed with today's code for the oxygen chamber sabotage task. I didn't just enter a random number, so if you can crack what this specific number represents or means, let me know in the comments and I'll tell you if you are right or if you need to try again. At number 5 is the lime imposter, which is actually one of my favorites in this series because it's super unique. For the hat, I went with the cooked egg with the egg white printed on the 2x2 round brick, and the egg yolk is represented by a 1x1 round tile in orange. For the accessory, I went with a knife piece to represent a butcher knife. And yeah, it's a little smaller than a butcher knife, but Lego doesn't have a butcher knife piece, so this is the closest thing. I think that the Glock animation is still my favorite murder animation, but the butcher knife is definitely a close second. After lime, at number 6 is my favorite figure from this series, the white crewmate. This figure comes with the plunger hat, which is built using BB90's headpiece from Lego Star Wars sets, and a short bar piece. Its accessory is my absolute favorite from the series, the console or chat from the game printed on a 2x3 sand blue tile. I think that these two pieces together, the plunger and the tile, make for the perfect figure, and it just looks so awesome, and just building and drawing this makes me want to have this in real life. Up next is the yellow crewmate. This figure comes with the megaphone as its accessory, without which you can't really report any dead bodies you find around. Or you could also use the megaphone to self-report a crewmate you killed, But I swear every single time I try doing that, there's always some random person right behind me, or I'm just too dumb and I do it right in front of the security cameras. So yeah, there's that. But either way, its accessory is the hat, which is pretty unique because it's a potted plant and it's built using a fez and a plant piece. At number 8 is the green crewmate. Now that I think about it, I really don't ever play as green in the game, even though green is my favorite color, but like, that's besides the point. The green crewmate comes with a simple but very important accessory, and that's the emergency meeting button, built using a printed 1x2 plate and a transparent red 1x1 round tile. Unfortunately, I make too many mistakes playing the game, and I like call out the wrong people and say that I'm 100% sure it's them, and then they get voted out and I was wrong. And so I get a lot of emergency meetings called on me right after just so they can kick me out because they think I'm the imposter for blaming someone else. But in reality, I'm just being dumb and I'm just a normal crewmate. So yeah, that's my take on this button and this accessory. Next is the orange crewmate. Orange is one of my go-to colors in the game, so this is also another one of my favorites from the series. For its accessory, I thought it would be great to include some pets and went with the mini crewmate in orange, which also comes with a 1x1 printed tile. I think it's super cute and it's easy to make it a different color by just swapping out the body with different colored pieces and slapping the tile onto it. That's also what I really like about this series in general, is that these figures are like super easy to build with bricks and pieces, so if you just wanted to customize it, all you had to do was swap out a few pieces and it's just super easy to customize these figures for skins or for hats, for pets, whatever. After the orange crewmate comes brown. Like with orange, I also decided to include another pet as an accessory, this one being the little robot. Its build is super cute, using only 3 pieces and a printed half circle tile. As for the hat, I went with the chef's hat piece, which is attached using the help of a 1x1 stud. At number 11 is the purple crewmate, rocking the cowboy hat in dark tan. For its accessory, I went with the admin card printed onto a 1x2 white tile, and if you look closely, you'll see that the picture has been edited so that the photo looks more like the Lego version of the player, and not the in-game version of the player. I like including these pieces for different tasks in case someone wanted to make a mock of like the Skeld or something like that, because these pieces would make it so much more official looking, and it would just be super fun to have a bunch of tasks in this mock. And last but not least is the pink crewmate. This crewmate comes with a rather interesting accessory, 4 bendable pipes to represent the electrical wiring task. I think that these pieces are super unique as they've never really come in like different colors. You usually just get them in light gray, so it's kind of boring just to have them in one color. So having these multiple smaller poles in 4 different colors would be super useful for mocks outside of Among Us. I think that the accessory alone makes this one of my favorites in the series, but then again, I love so many of these characters, so picking favorites like really doesn't say too much. Like they're all good characters. And that wraps up my Among Us CMF series. Here's the final display with all 12 characters and their accessories. Before I end the video, if you want to save up to $30 on anything including Lego, make sure to sign up for Mercari through the link in the description. Mercari is basically like eBay in that you can list and buy things new and used. When you sign up, you get a $10 off purchase of $20 or more, which is basically 50% off a $20 set. I used this coupon to get the Mustafar set for only $12, which was a steal. Plus, you get an extra $20 whenever you make $100 in sales, and I thought I'd mention this in this video because the promotion ends on the 30th of September, and it's a super easy way to save some dough on Lego, which I'm sure you all want to do. This isn't sponsored in any way by Mercari. I just want to help you guys out because we all want some cheap Lego, trust me. This series was pretty fun to make overall. Like, it was really great to work with renders again, especially since so many of you guys really enjoyed those, and some of you actually preferred them to drawings. So thank you for letting me know in the comments on my Lego Mario Series 2 video, which I actually did fully rendered. So yeah, if you haven't checked that one out, I'll put a card in the upper right corner, as well as links in the description if you want to, if you're interested in that kind of stuff. This series was also my first series to include only 12 figures, which is actually coincidental because there are 12 colors in Among Us, and because new rumors actually show us that LEGO seems to be moving to 12 figures per series in 2021. So, yeah, from now on this channel, I'm going to start to transition to that as well. So, I will only be doing 12 figures per series moving forward, with the exception of collabs and things like Fortnite. So, because of this change, this means I should be, it should be a lot easier for me to draw more series. So if you have any suggestions for future CMF drafts, let me know what you'd like in the comments below. Besides that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!